President Lazarus Chakwera and Vice President Saulos Chilima on Thursday afternoon stormed offices of the Department of Human Resource Management and Development at Capitol Hill in Lilongwe to demand answers for the delays in remitting salaries to public servants. Chakwera has since demanded an explanation from the Office of Secretary for President and Cabinet to give an explanation in writing. Matthews Kasanda has the details.
Minister of Information Gospel Kazako says no one knew that the president would visit Capitol Hill. He says Chakwera interacted with some civil servants. This is when he established that no civil servant had received their August salaries. Kazako further says for several months now, civil servants including doctors, teachers and police officers, their salaries have been delaying, and that some of them, their salaries were being delayed by a month. The Minister of Information says Chakwera has demanded a report from the Secretary of President and Cabinet to explain what has been causing the delay.
You know, salaries were coming in very late, and the money was there, the people are there, the equipment is there, the environment is there, the offices are there. It was very surprising, and this is what motivated the President to come to Capitol Hill to find out. So yes, he was here. There was a lot of tension, I must say, restlessness was there because, it was like a shock. You're seeing the state president walking into your office and asking you questions when you were not prepared.
On Thursday, Chakwera attended the launch of nutrition campaign at Bingu International Convention Center in Lilongwe, after which he directed his motorcade to take him to Capitol Hill.
And earlier in the day, President Lazarus Chakwera said it is painful to note that most Malawians have become over-dependent on Nsima to the extent that they cannot live without the staple food. Chakwera was speaking in Lilongwe when he launched the Scaling Up Nutrition 3.0 movement, the Nutrition, Education and Communication Strategy, and the Eat Well to Live Well guide. He said if Malawians do not diversify their diets to include foods like cassava, biofortified sweet potatoes, bananas and other foods, the country will continue to fall short of meeting its nutritional needs.
It is therefore pleasing that our nutrition indicators are significantly going down. For instance, as we've heard, according to the 2020 Integrated Household Survey, stunting has gone down from 47% to 33%. Vitamin A deficiencies reduced from 22% to a low of 3.6%. And the proportion of children who require hospitalization due to severe acute malnutrition has significantly reduced from 3% to less than 1%. And the mortality rate attributable to acute malnutrition has significantly gone down over the years.
Following the presidential directive that all the 3.8 million people under Affordable Inputs Program, AIP, should receive inputs, the Ministry of Agriculture has started hunting for funds to accommodate the 1 million beneficiaries that were dropped. The Ministry of Agriculture trimmed the list of the beneficiaries by 1 million because of the exorbitant prices of fertilizer. Matthews Kasanda has written this report.
2 weeks ago, President Lazarus Chakwera directed that the number of beneficiaries should not be trimmed. He assured the nation that the government would find resources to accommodate the entire list. Government allocated 147 billion kwacha in this year's national budget for the AIP. Minister of Agriculture Robin Lowe says he has engaged the Ministry of Finance to look at how the budget shortfall could be covered to reach out to the targeted number of beneficiaries. Lowe said this in his response to a letter from the Center for Democracy and Economic Development Initiatives, CEDED, which demanded an explanation on why the government dropped 1 million people from AIP. In his response, Lowe says 126 billion kwacha would be used to purchase fertilizer and the remaining for seeds and logistics. The minister did not disclose how much extra funds his ministry is looking for. In his response to CEDED query, Lowe says the Ministry also took an exercise and discovered from the list some civil servants who have since been taken out of the list.
Lilongwe High Court Registrar Anthony Kabachiswe has dismissed an application by former President Peter Mutharika and former Chief Secretary to the government Lloyd Mohara to review the 69.5 million kwacha legal costs. The two applied for a review of the costs after paying the legal costs. Wezi Gausi reports.
In the previous matter, the two were ordered to pay for their decision to send two judges, Chief Justice Andrew Male and Justice Edward Tweya, on leave pending retirement. One of the defense lawyers, Kumbo Soko, confirmed the development. Mutharika and Mohara have been ordered to pay the sum of 2.5 million within 30 days. When Mutharika and Mohara made a decision to send the two judges on retirement in 2019, Malawi Law Society, Human Rights Defenders Coalition, Association of Magistrates in Malawi challenged the decision in court. They asked the court to have the two personally pay the cost of the case after they lost the case. The two settled the legal fees by two installments of 47.4 million kwacha and 22 million kwacha, respectively.
Several public district hospitals are facing acute shortage of essential drugs, a situation that is putting many lives at risk, Times has learnt. Some of the essential drugs and medical supplies missing include those used for treatment of patients with low blood pressure, convulsions, asthma, and some used during operations. Patience Lunda with the details.
At Nkata Bay District Hospital, for example, the shortage of drugs has led to unnecessary referrals to Mzuzu Central Hospital because they have become incapacitated to treat some illnesses. Similarly, at Karonga District Hospital, Director of Health and Social Services for the district, David Siwale, said they are checking with other facilities for some drugs whenever necessary. While attesting that Central Medical Stores Trust, major supplier of medicines and medical supplies to government hospitals, runs out of supplies, Kamuzu Central Hospital Director Jonathan Ngoma said sometimes the hospital buys medicines privately to ensure stock of essential drugs. Central Medical Stores Trust Public Relations Officer Helbert Chandelanga asked for more time before responding to the matter. But Ministry of Health Public Relations Officer Adrian Chikumbe said they too are waiting for an explanation from the Central Medical Stores Trust on why they haven't been supplying the essential drugs. Chikumbe further said the ministry is exploring means to help facilities that have been hit by the drug shortage by, among others, reverting to the old system whereby hospitals can procure medicines from private pharmacies as they wait for Central Medical Stores Trust.
We are aware that we have shortage of medicines in a number of facilities, public facilities, and we are supposed to procure, store, and distribute medicines to these facilities through Central Medical Stores. So we are also waiting for an explanation from Central Medical Stores, but at the same time, we are also trying to explore some of the means to help.
Central Medical Stores Trust processes orders for medicines and medical supplies from district health offices responsible for district hospitals and health facilities under its charge and central hospitals within their regions of operations.
There fears an increase in illegal sand mining along the lakeshore in Nkata Bay District may lead to flooding of the lake to residential areas. This has been noted on Thursday when Deputy Minister of Lands Abida Mia visited some lodges that are said to have blocked locals from accessing the beach in the district. Mia has advised Nkata Bay District Council to meet with chiefs in the district and educate the people on the dangers of mining along the shores. Mia explains.
The problem here is when the chiefs were distributing the land, they did not plan for access roads, and this was many years ago. As you can see, there's not too many beaches here, so that's where the original problem is stemming from. Right now, they have to go back and negotiate with the landowners to try and get access roads for the people to pass through the beach, because at the moment when they need to pass through, they're being charged 2,000 kwacha for them to get to the beach at some of the resorts. And with regards to illegal mining, I think it's one of the worst places in the country where the beach is been destroyed. And what they don't understand is that it's actually moving the lake closer to the resorts and the houses. So it's just, they need civic education. And the chiefs also don't understand. They actually think it's okay to do that. So they just need to be made aware of the damage it's doing to the environment, as well as the beauty of the lake.
Meanwhile, Nkata Bay District Council Director of Administration, Chris Salaniponi, said they will engage chiefs concerning the blocked routes, saying they are the ones who made mistakes when selling the land.
These issues are long outstanding, and the coming of the minister who will help us to engage the gear more effectively. We have discovered that the chiefs made a mistake on the procedure which they sold the land, because they sold the same piece of land to several people. So what we're going to do, we'll try to engage them amicably, knowing that this is the private land. We don't have much power to enforce rules or regulations, whatever, so we'll try to engage them.
Minister of Lands Kezim Sukwa says his ministry has sent recommendations to Ministry of Justice as part of the review process of land-related laws. President Lazarus Chakwera ordered a review of the laws which were passed in Parliament in 2016 with an aim of addressing contentious issues in the laws. Msukwa said the Ministry of Justice will review the recommendations before sending them to Cabinet for approval.
Brought up a team. That team started working on those laws. We made also comparisons, both desk comparisons, and also we had consultations with all sorts of stakeholders, including chiefs, academia, and parliamentarians, that's politicians, and so on. Having made those consultations, we came out with our own submissions, which submissions we presented to the Minister of Justice, so that they can also go through and see if our recommendations are making sense.
This is Times News, and we'll be back after this break.
Mona Malawi anzanga, nkhondo yogonjetsa COVID-19 ndi ya wina aliyense. Tili limodzi. Ine ndinasankha kulandira katemera wa COVID-19 atangoyamba kuperekedwa. Chifukwa monga namwino, moyo wanga, umoyo wa odwala amene ndimawasamalira, abale anga, ndi dera langa, ndi zinthu zomwe ndimazika pa mtima panga kwambiri. Katemera wa COVID-19 anditeteza ine ndi ena omwe analandira katemerayo ku chiopsezo choti tingadwale mwakayakaya, kugonekedwa mchipatala, kapena kutaya moyo wathu chifukwa cha COVID-19. Kulandira katemerayo kutithandiza kuthana ndi muliri wa COVID-19 limodzi.
Ziwani zambiri za katemerayo ndi kupanga chisankho cha nzeru. Sankhani katemera, tetezani tsogolo.
Life, obviously, and comfortability comes where there is no flexibility. At House of Maine, look good, feel great.
Welcome back. The National Construction Industry Council of Malawi has issued a stop order against some players in the construction industry for contravening some provisions of the law. These include policies and regulations guiding the operations of the construction industry. Ellen Pindani has compiled this report, read by Matthews Gasanda.
According to a press release dated 1st September 2021, NCIC has found that some construction projects were using burnt bricks and registered contractors, and that there were unsafe working conditions for the employees. This is against the law of Malawi. The law requires owners of the projects, whether public or private, to engage contractors and consultants that are registered by NCIC when undertaking construction works. They are also supposed to create safe conditions for all the workers involved in construction works. Environmentalist Matthews Malata has welcomed the move by NCIC, mostly for coming in against the use of burnt bricks.
We had anticipated that they were going to start doing this way back, because they started talking about this in 2018, but we wonder why that was not being enforced. Now that the enforcement is being done, I think we'd like to commend the council, and what is critical for now is that they need to sustain the initiative, because once we give a room for lapses, then we break the momentum, and then that is not good.
The law further forbids use of burnt bricks on any commercial and public projects.
Total Energies Malawi has sponsored 20 outstanding commerce and engineering students from Malawi University of Business and Applied Sciences, MOBAS, by contributing 80% of their tuition fees until they graduate. The ceremony took place at MOBAS in Blantyre in the presence of the Minister of Education, Agnes Nyalonje. More in this report by Justin Mkweu.
Total Energy Malawi Managing Director Saramata Bow said it is their commitment to support the education sector.
We're also launching a mentorship program to support these students and help them transition better between the university and the professional life.
Education Minister Nyalonje gave thanks to the company, saying the scholarship supports government commitment to quality education. MOBAS Principal Nancy Chitera said the scholarship helps students to channel their funds towards other needs.
Now, with Total coming in and giving this as a contribution towards their fees, it means that now they can have some other resources that they wanted to pay fees and then buy their own gadgets, buy their own data bundle.
This year, the partnership between the education institution and Total Energy Malawi has clocked 50 years.
EcoBank and Medical Aid Society of Malawi, MAZIM, have entered into a partnership which will see both the bank's customers and non-customers pay their MAZIM membership using EcoBank platforms. The bank's platforms include branches, express shops, a mobile app, and internet banking, among others. More in this report by Justin Kweu, read by Elita Soko.
Speaking during the official signing ceremony, EcoBank Head of Corporate Banking, Weluzani Jingota, said the partnership aims at bringing convenience to the public. He added that the partnership serves as a prevention measure for the COVID pandemic, as health experts advise people to decongest public places such as banking halls.
It is actually something that we have looked at, especially with the pandemic that we're now living through. What we're trying to do is to make sure that customers don't have to come into the banking halls. They can use other convenient points. They can use their phones. We have an app called mobile app that customers can be able to use to make payments for the MAZIM subscription. They can also go to other express agent points that are across the country to make payments, or they can also use an online system, an online banking system that we have that is convenient for people who have access to online systems, to make sure that they can make this payment without having to actually come to the bank.
The public will be using all payment channels for free and at any time from anywhere. MAZIM Chief Commercial Officer Bernard Mbali said the partnership will help both EcoBank and MAZIM because people are looking for comfort these days.
This partnership brings in a lot of convenience for our members in the sense that they will be able to transact in the comfort of their homes or at their offices, and also at the same time their membership records will be updated at once. Once the payment is done, membership is updated in real time. So that will also reduce the number of queries that we receive regarding non-payment or late updating of membership records, because this is a real-time facility which enables the membership to be updated immediately a payment is made.
EcoBank Malawi is a member of EcoBank Group, which has its footprints across 33 African countries and beyond.
And that's the news for now, but before we go, the headlines once again. President Lazarus Chakwera demands answers on delays in public servants' salaries from the Department of Human Resource Management and Development. The Ministry of Agriculture starts hunting for funds to accommodate the 1 million beneficiaries that were dropped from the Affordable Inputs Program. And Lilongwe High Court dismisses an application by Peter Mutharika and Lloyd Mohara to review the 69.5 million kwacha legal costs. Remember, you can get more on these and other stories by visiting our website, www.times.mw, liking our Facebook page, Times 360 Malawi, and following us on Twitter at Times 360 Malawi. Remember to wash your hands regularly, observe social and physical distance, and mask up. Please stay safe. You've been with me, Chisomo Chihana. Thank you very much for watching, and have a lovely night.